Howdy, friends. I've got a random question for you. I'm going to read you a passage of scripture out of the Gospel of Mark. It's in the 9th chapter, and I'll just be kind of curious. It's been running through my head a lot on my bike rides, among other places, thinking about how we as St. Paul's live into this. So this is from Gospel of Mark. Then they, the disciples and Jesus, came to Capernaum, and when he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they were silent. For on the way they had argued with one another who was the greatest. He sat down, and he called the 12, and he said to them, "Whoever wants to be first must be last of all, and servant of all." Then he took a little child and put it among them, and taking it in his arms, he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes not me, but the one who sent me." So how are we doing? How are you doing individually, as a couple, as a family, with welcoming people? In the scriptures we read about the little ones, and in the ancient world most especially, children had absolutely no rights whatsoever. If a parent decided they were done with the child, they would very legally be able to get rid of the kid. No questions asked. The father could, at least. Children had no rights. They couldn't speak up for themselves, and they were always the ones who came last. And Jesus turns around to his disciples who are bickering to say, no, seriously, I stand next to Jesus more often than not, or he gave me a nickname and he didn't you. Trying to figure out which one of them would be best, which one could sit next to Jesus at the right hand of the Father, as they put it. And Jesus claps back at him really quickly. See this little one, this vulnerable one, this one that is forgotten, this one that has no rights, that has no voice in the world. This is the one that's most important to me. This is the one that you are called to care for. If you want to be a member of my kingdom, part of the team, part of the squad that follows the living Christ, then your job is to take care of the ones who can't take care of themselves. Those who are put out in so many ways, whether it be racially, economically, because of their sexual orientation, because of where they live, because of their job or education, whatever it may be. We are called to care for anyone and everyone who's struggling. Now, I won't kid you and say it's easy, because it's not. It's a lot of work, and it's draining sometimes. But the only way we, as a people of God, we as a family of faith at St. Paul's, continue to grow both in our own faith, in depth and width, continue to grow in our own relationship with God, is when we do the work that Jesus calls us to do. So what are you doing? What is it that you do with your time that takes care of all of those vulnerable ones, that welcomes them, not just into our church? I mean, that's great, but what are you doing to take care of their needs, to take care of those around you? And I know there are many of you who are doing some really cool stuff, and some of us have talked about it. But what are you doing? What might you share? What types of things might you be doing hidden away from the family of the church that are benefiting people and helping those most in need? Regardless, I hope you continue to do it, and I hope you're all well. And I hope to see you all very, very soon.